Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to your favorite crypto trading channel, and let's get into swing trading a little bit. So I'm going to show you a few opportunities that I can see in the market for the following week, since it is the weekend now and it's time to prepare for the next one. That's what us traders always have to do. We always need to prepare for the following week, do our research. So for example, what I do is I take a look at my whole watch list when it comes to forex pairs. I take a look at my whole watch list when it comes to crypto pairs, and maybe you find some interesting coins in my watch list right now. But from the crypto side, I have 4 different opportunities, or 3 plus an index, but this is all stuff that is very easily tradable for everyone. So let's try to make some profits together. Now, if you enjoyed, as always, make sure to drop a like and maybe comment something down below if you don't find it clear, or if you want to know more about certain things that I talk about. But for the start, I wanted to talk about this Ripple trade that I took a few videos back. You can see me taking it and showing you when the chart was all the way back here. And what's the point here? Well, the point I'm trying to make is that this is somewhat of a day trade more than a swing trade. So what I did was I managed the position as if it was a day trade. So I entered right about here. I told you about the entry. You can check out my previous videos right here. But in general, all I did was take a long once we had a lot of different confluences, and I waited for price to make a nice impulse up before aggressively trailing my stop loss. So if you can't see the stop loss, this is my trailed stop loss right here. So this line is my trailed stop loss, and basically I got stopped out once the trade did come to this level right here. It basically just stopped me out, right? So I made like around 2%, or sorry, 4 point. So here's the thing, I used 2% risk on this trade, but since it went 1.2 risk to reward, right? It was 1.2 RR. That means that I did make around 4.2 percent. So I made a profit. Okay, that's all that matters. I can't be asked just calculating it out. But the point is, I managed it as if it was an intraday trade. Now I could have taken this trade like a swing, right? So I couldn't manage it. I could have managed it like a swing trade, and how you manage swing trades is a little bit different than how you manage normal trades. And let me just remove this before explaining it to you. The point is, if I was managing this trade as a swing, I would have put my stop loss probably right here after we made this impulse up, and then I would wait for the next impulse to create, just like it did. So sort of a retracement and another movement up, and then I would move my stop loss and I would trail it right about here, right? So that'll be like the next sort of level, right? And now we're in profit because we're waiting for a longer time. Right now it's the weekend, there's not a lot of volume in the market and no moves are happening. So I have to have a substantially large enough stop loss so I don't get interfered with by spreads, for example. So spreads can be huge over the weekend. And for example, if the price is right here, you may get stopped out during the weekend if your stop loss is, even right here or something, because the spread is right there for buyers and sellers basically, and it's the difference between the price you buy at and the price that somebody sells at. So spreads can mess up your trade, which is one of the disadvantages of swing trading. Now, let's get into swing trading from a definition perspective. What exactly are swing trades? Well, they involve taking trades that last a couple of days up to several months. Now, you are exposed to overnight and weekend risk as well, where the price could gap and open the following session at a substantially different price. So this is what I'm talking about in terms of spread. Or in addition, swing traders can take profits using a risk to reward ratio based on a stop loss and profit target, but that's the same stuff as we do with any trade out there. Now, some of the pros of swing trading that Investopedia tells us, and I'll tell you that they don't really have a point right here. So it says it requires less time to trade than day trading. Well, I would say not really. So I took this trade, it took me about 15 minutes to enter it, whatever. I analyze the market 1 to 2 hours a day, and then I entered this trade. But if I was swing trading it, I would still have to trail and manage the position every few days. So I guess that's good from a time perspective, but also what I could have done is enter the trade. And what I actually did do, I entered the trade, I trailed my stop loss aggressively right here, and that's it. That's all I thought about. So we could argue that intraday trading, or the strategy that I used, which is taking a quick profit, is you know, even less time consuming than swing trading. But, you know, it's all up to your strategy. It's all up to how you want to devote your time to trading. So if you want to be one of those people that swing trades, if you're very patient, if you want to set a trade and then only look at it once a day to see if there's something to do, you can swing trade. Or you can get on the chart 1 hour a day. You can find an opportunity, scalp, exit, and take a profit in 15 seconds, and then just move on to the next day. So there's different strategies for everyone. And, you know, personally, I'm sort of in the middle of them both, using both the advantages of swing trading and scalping. Now, swings also maximize short-term profit potential, so you capture the bulk of market swings. Basically, what this is saying is you're able to catch huge moves up and huge moves down, but you know, that is still not a good point because you can always modify your stop loss to be as large or as small as possible. You know, if you have a swing that's going like this, obviously, you know, you could take like a ×10 risk to reward like this, or you can have a stop loss that's a lot larger, enter in the middle of the swing and have a much larger you know, stop loss and a much smaller profit. But you know, that's all things that we can talk about and discuss in the next video. So, you know, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment below if you want to discuss something specific in the next video, and I'll definitely come back to it. Now, traders can rely on technical analysis, but I also rely on fundamental analysis, which is something you're going to learn over time with me. Cons are, you know, that these positions are subject to overnight and weekend market risk, which is spreads, which is basically just spreads, right? Every time during the night, the spreads are higher because there's less volume in the market. Now, this depends which area of the world you're in because of time zones and stuff, but overnight spreads are a thing in both Forex and crypto. Abrupt market reversals can result in substantial losses, which is why I prefer to trail my stop loss completely aggressively. And, you know, lastly, we have that swing traders often miss longer term trends in favor of shorter market moves. So I tend to disagree here as well, because I have trading in 3 different categories. I have scalping, I have intraday trading, and I have swing trading, which is the longest. And swings can even last for years if you want to go onto the weekly or monthly time frame and trade based on pure fundamentals. So this is the Ripple opportunity. I believe we still have some more upside, but unfortunately I'm out of this trade. But you know, the whole point was we could have caught a nicer swing if we were patient enough right here. Still, I took a profit and I'm happy. Now, another swing opportunity that you can take advantage of is the US 500. So as you can see right here, it did break out below this beautiful zone of support. We do have a range to fill all the way into the 3.2K level. And we did see something that I very much like to see in my strategy personally, which is a wick up from the current daily candle, which we can see right here, and then a complete reversal and a break of the lows of the previous candles right there. This for me is perfect indication of more downside, so I'm taking the trade with this setup right here because I want to be a little bit safe. Now, sometimes if I wanted to risk more, I would take the trade potentially like this with an even smaller stop loss, but having in mind Monday potential volatility and that it is the weekend right now, I will put a larger stop loss, and immediately, so as soon as I set this trade, which is an hour ago, I immediately trailed my stop loss right here to reduce my risk from 2% to around 1.6% at this point. So I'm gonna write that down so you can remember it when we do discuss this in the next video. But that's it for the US 500. Ethereum, there may be also an opportunity for more downside right here. We are correcting a correction pattern, so we're creating a correction pattern. We did have a head and shoulders pattern. We have a lot of different confluences showing us more downside on a daily time frame potentially. So this is another swing that I will be looking at on Monday and also tomorrow to prepare for Monday. So stick around for that. And lastly, we have Bitcoin, which is around the 19 to 20K level, and it's a very dangerous one. We do have potential to move down into the 10K level, but there is also a chance of a reversal happening. So to see what's going to happen, it's best to move on to the hourly time frame, and on the hourly time frame we can just see a lot of volatility, right? This is what I would call an ugly chart. This is something that is currently untradeable for me. So what I would do with Bitcoin is I would wait for price to move either below this zone right about here, right? So this is the 18K zone, something like that, or you know, 18 to 19k, whatever, just as long as price goes below this. And also if price goes above the 20.5k level, well, then we're probably looking at more upside. So that's it for today's video. I really hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below if you have any questions or suggestions for me for the future, and I will see you all in the next video.